everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. My name's Debbie, and I hope you can hear me. Please let me know. So today we're going to do three things. I'm going to show you how to make beans in the Instant Pot, and if you've ever made beans the regular way, where you soak for 8 hours and then cook for an hour, you will be amazed at how fast this is. And I'm also going to show you how to make a rice and bean salad and a vegetable salad. So let's get started. Let's start with the beans because they're going to be the longest. Here I have 2.5 cups of black beans. It's the same process for any kind of bean. The only thing that's going to vary a little bit is the cooking time. So we're going to put them in the Instant Pot. I already have my pot inside. Just pour them inside. There we go. Then I'm going to add 8 cups of water. So this is 4 cups. And here we got another 4 cups coming. It doesn't have to be exactly 8 cups. You just want, hi Michaela, can you hear me? You just want, whoops, hang on, I'll talk when I'm not splashing water. You just want to have enough water to completely cover your beans. Let me add in the other camera so you can see what I have here. So this is, you see, it's at least covering twice over the beans. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Whoops. Okay, great. Thank you for coming, Michaela. I'm really happy to see you here. And I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, yes, I'm just making sure I show you the English side. You could use regular vinegar. But apple cider vinegar has a slightly milder taste. And then we're just going to put it back in the Instant Pot. We're going to plug it in, and I waited until you were with me so I could show you the sound it makes, because you want to listen for that sound. So here we go. So it beeps to tell you it is plugged in. At the back, there's this little water trap. You want to make sure it's installed. And depending on the model of Instant Pot you have, you may have to also check that you're about these things, but I don't need to check them. I have the Instant Pot that is also an air fryer. So I'm going to put this on like this. And then when I turn it, we should hear a sound, a jingle. That means it's sealed and you can go ahead and cook. If you don't hear that jingle, it's not sealed, so don't go ahead and cook. Let's turn this guy off for a minute. So now I'm going to cook the black beans for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go pressure cook. And it's already set for 20 minutes. I'm going to add 10 more. On high, 25 to 30 minutes for black beans. Bigger beans like kidney beans, more like 35 minutes. Smaller beans would be maybe 25. So that's about, I pressed the wrong button and I canceled. Let's do this again. Oh, thank you. Hi, great TV tool. Whoops, I went too far. Okay, now I don't want the keep warm function. So I'm gonna take that off and I press start. And that's it. It beeps and that's it. So that's how you make the black beans. Now we're gonna start with the black bean salad. And I forgot to get the black beans and the rice here. So I'm going to go get them. Well, thank you so much. Oh, you have an Instant Pot too. I know, this one for Christmas, and you're intimidated by it? Well, you know what? I got it for Christmas, and I took a month kind of reading the instructions, and it says you got to test the thing, and I tested it, and you know, steam is pouring out, and I'm Googling and searching, and I'm feeling so scared to use it, but eventually, by all my Googling, I found out that at the very beginning, especially when you do the pressure test the first time, if you have a little bit of steam coming out in the beginning, it's okay. After a minute or two, it should stop, the valve should seal, and then there's no more steam coming out. So once I did my pressure test and started cooking with it, oh, I tell you, it's a life changer. You got yours for Christmas too. Yeah, I mean, this is incredible. Instead of soaking beans for 8 hours and cooking them for an hour, I will have beans in 45 minutes. It's incredible. And 2.5 cups of dry beans gives me about 8 cups of wet beans, and I freeze them. So, yeah, it's amazing. Right, let me go get my beans and rice and corn for the salad. They were frozen, so I had them in the microwave to thaw. All right, here we go. So, get these guys out of the way for now. Because we're gonna cut some vegetables. Here, let me add in my other camera. So the first thing I do is I sharpen my knife. And because I sharpen my knife almost every time I use it, I only need to spend about 30 seconds sharpening it. And if you work with a sharp knife, you're much less likely to injure yourself. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. So I'm going to cut up some bell pepper, and I'm going to show you what I do to get the other part of the bell pepper out. I'll show you my trick. There we go. This is my compost container, this bowl. It'll go into the other compost later. So I just kind of cut around the top like this until it's cut all the way around. And then I just push it out. And I find that's the easiest way to get that part out. And then I just remove the seeds. So that's how I do that. Like for me, it can be a whole lunch. I can just have rice and bean salad for my lunch with maybe a little bit of raw vegetables or something. Or it makes a great side dish for dinner. And if you're vegetarian or vegan, it makes also a great source of protein. Because you've got the beans and you've got the rice. I always use brown rice. So I'm getting extra nutrition there as well. I know not everybody likes brown rice, but I do. Okay, I'm going to leave these for later. I don't know if I really need 4 whole peppers. That's a lot. So for now, I'm just going to do this. So have you used your Instant Pot at all, Michaela? I don't know. Have you used it at all? Or like for a little bit? Because they have other functions, like mine has saute. Mine has slow cook. I've used the slow cook function. I've used the saute function. Bake. I haven't used bake yet. And I haven't used broil. Well, that's because it's also an air fryer. I don't think all Instant Pots have that. Steam. I haven't used steam either. I really like the slow cook function. So, hang on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I can't get the seeds off my fingers, is I'm going to cut half of them really small for the rice and bean salad, and half of them big for the other salad that we're going to do after, which is a vegetable salad. So I'm just going to keep these guys here, and these guys I'm going to cut really small for the rice and bean. In fact, I think I'm going to use a bit less than half for the rice and bean. Put that there. This doesn't need so much. Tell me if you've ever had rice and bean salad before. And for my rice and bean salad, I like using black beans. You could use other beans, but I just like black beans because they're just the right size. The beans are a little bit large, and I like the color of the black beans with the rice together. So that's why I wouldn't use like a white bean, which is also smaller. But it's not going to give you that color contrast against the rice. So now we're going to cut these guys up. And I don't know if you know this, I don't know if you can see, but the trick to cutting so you don't hurt yourself is you make your knuckles like this, and then you use your knuckles to guide the knife up and down, and your fingers are curled under. That now, I don't work as fast as somebody who's been doing this for 20 years, day after day. But, you know, once you kind of get used to this way of cutting, you can go pretty fast, and you have no worries about hurting yourself. And another reason why you want to have a sharp knife is because you don't need to use pressure, which means you're not injuring yourself. And I actually was hoping to do this last week. I'll wash that one before I use it. But I injured my shoulder and I couldn't chop, so I had to postpone it. But at least now my shoulder's healed enough that I can chop. Here we go. Now, I mean, these don't need to be super small, but I don't want them too big, because everything in the rice and bean salad is kind of small. The corn is small, the beans are small, the rice is small. So I want these pieces to be about the same size. There we go. So this is my bowl for the rice and bean salad. So let's put these guys in. And what happens with the Instant Pot is it heats up and builds up pressure. So right now it's in heating mode. So that's why you don't see the timer going on. And when heating mode is finished, then it's going to switch to cooking mode. And then you'll see the timer come on, and it will start to count down. Beeps when it finishes cooking. This might be too much. I think this is too much. I'm going to put some of these for the others. Okay, so same thing. I want these guys pretty small. I don't want big pieces of form. Well, relatively uniform, just not too big. That's really what I want. I don't want them too big. Okay, let's put these guys in here. Hope my bowl is big enough. I think so. So here I have my first zucchini from my garden. So this is probably going to taste really good, because fresh vegetables taste amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it like this. And I'm just going to make thin little sticks, little cut sticks. Kind of try to get them going in the same direction. But that doesn't always work. But there's a long one cut. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. So are you guys having a good summer or winter? I think you're from the Northern Hemisphere, both of you. And by the way, let's see who else we got here. Yeah, both of these people right now I'm watching on my live stream have YouTube channels. So check out their channels. I'm adding a little bit of celery because it adds crunch. I'm going to keep that for the other salad. But I like to cut my celery really small because I don't like the strings in it. So I'm going to really dice the celery small. There we go. Okay, so now got some frozen corn that I thought. We're going to put that in. I got a spoon here somewhere. I might not add all of this. I think it might be too much. We'll see. But it won't go to waste. We'll have it for dinner. Put this much in and we'll see. And I've got the beans. These are black beans, by the way. Here, let me move this guy in the middle so you can see what I'm doing. And they were already cooked, and then I froze them. So I cooked them, drained them, and then freeze them. So this is about 1 cup of black beans that I'm adding here, cooked black beans, maybe you know, tiny bit less than a whole cup. And I'm going to add brown rice. I'm going to add a fair amount. And you know what? I'm going to get a bigger bowl. My bowl's not big enough. That's okay. This is the rice, and this is the brown. I wouldn't have enough room to stir this out if I kept it in the same bowl. It would start falling all over the place, and that's not fun. So next week, I'm going to show you how to make 2 more salads, and I'm going to show you how to make going to So I'm not sure if you heard what I just said. So this is the first time I actually live stream the cooking to YouTube. And this is the first time I do it with 2 cameras. I've actually, this camera where you see me, my face, is my computer. And this camera, the prep camera, is my phone. So if there's any technical glitches, I apologize. We get better at this with practice, that's for sure. Now we're going to add some spices. So the pressure has built up now. It's sealed. I heard it seal. And pretty soon it's going to build the pressure to the point where it's finished cooking, and then it's going to start the countdown. Oh, hi. Hi, Judy. Yeah, you know what happened? Something happened to my connection, and it's my iPhone, which is the prep camera, that's picking up my voice. And so when it lost the connection for a split second, see, there it goes, beep. And now it says 30 minutes. That's what happened. You weren't hearing me. And I didn't quite figure out right away what was going on. But like I said, I'll get better with practice. Nice to see you. Asian American Legal Focus, Judy Seng. She also has a YouTube channel, so check her out. And Debs, hi Debs. She's a friend of mine. Thanks for coming. So now we're going to start with the spices. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And here I have a mixture of basil, Oh, it's freezing again. Okay, I'll take the prep camera away for a minute. Basil, oregano, basil, coriander, and I don't know why. Huh. Basil, coriander, and we'll see. So I'm just going to chop this up. Oh, sorry, I got some chives. I want to put it in there too. Forgot the chives. So let's put the chives in, chop it all at the same time. I want 2 huge pieces of these fresh herbs because they're pretty strong in flavor, especially the coriander. Okay, and we'll just put it in here. There we go. So these herbs are from my garden, and I love having a herb garden and having fresh herbs all summer. I figure fresh herbs in the winter, and I can buy them in the grocery store, but just for myself. I haven't figured that out. Okay, now yeah, my phone is having trouble. I'm at this. I'm guessing I'm gonna add cumin somewhere. There we go. Cumin and lime goes. Cumin and lime. I can't even talk. Goes really well together. So I'm gonna kind of add a heaping half teaspoon. I might add more after I taste it. And of course, I'm going to add salt and pepper. So I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. That may change after the taste. And a teaspoon of pepper. And I don't think I have enough liquid in this salad. So I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of olive oil. So that means we're looking at now a total of 3 tablespoons. Another tablespoon of lime juice. And a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Maybe not quite a whole, but 3/4. Because I don't want. It's great about these salads. This one, or have digestibles as well. So make the amount depending on the size of your family, and but this way you've got lunches ready to go. Okay, so there we are. This is what it looks like. I will show you guys. This is what it looks like. Because my camera. Oh, okay. And now let's give it a taste test. And let's see how it tastes. I'm the only one that eats, so if I put my things back in, it's okay. It needs a little bit more of everything. Not too much chili pepper, just a little bit. little bit more salt. I would say 1.5 of pepper. And definitely a little bit more cumin. I'm not getting the cumin. And it could be because this cumin is, I store my herbs in the fridge, my dried herbs, so they stay fresh a lot longer, but this cumin may not be completely fresh anymore. So as herbs, or as dried herbs and spices get older, they lose their strength. They lose their flavor. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, if I was making and the lime, this is really good. So it's difficult. After I prep that, and okay, just had to run for an extension cord as well. Now I'm coming. Here we are. So I don't know if you know by my demeanor, but I'm actually a nervous wreck when I do these things. So you're gonna laugh. So now we're gonna make the vegetable salad. And the thing I love about vegetable salad is it makes a nice change from a lettuce salad. You can put any vegetables in it you want. So I cut my vegetables much bigger for this salad because if you make the pieces too small, you kind of have to eat it with a spoon. But I mean, who wants to eat salad with a spoon? So that's why I make my pieces bigger for this salad. And basically, I always use bell pepper when I make a salad. Mushrooms, celery, I always put those in. And then I just add whatever else I have in the. So put those in. Okay. Thanks for screens. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut this guy. I'm going to cut some zucchini. I'm going to cut more. I'm going to cut more zucchini than what I put in the other salad. And once again, big pieces. Yeah. Let me smell it. Zucchini doesn't have much of a smell when it's fresh. And this zucchini is very fresh because I just picked it yesterday from my garden. And today I got 2 more. So I'm going to start because I'm going to have a ton. There's a lot in my garden. The one that lives, I will happily. Also, just like this. So I kind of slice it pretty thin, and then I'm going to dice it. I'll take this away for a minute. It's not. We're going to have to work on that. Maybe I need to plug my phone directly into the internet. I'm not sure. I took it off the Wi-Fi, but it doesn't seem to help. So hopefully next week when I do this again with 2 more salads, I will have the problems fixed. Okay, here we go. So that was 2 radishes. They have a strong flavor, but when you mix them in with all the vegetables and you cut them small, the flavor won't be overwhelming. And then we're going to add here we go. So I love mushrooms. I love raw mushrooms. I know not everybody does, but I do. So I make big pieces of mushrooms and I put them in so many dishes. And mushrooms are very healthy as well. So we got 18 minutes left on the Instant Pot for beans. And I know you can't see her, but my little doggy's here with me. She always lies in the kitchen when I cook, waiting for me to drop something. So she's in her position, hoping I'm going to drop something. I'm going to cut these a little smaller as well because they're, raw carrots are kind of too hard. So I want big pieces of carrots. You can use regular carrots. You don't have to use baby carrots. I'm just using baby carrots because that's what I got shallots. So what I'm going to do is do it irritate his lungs. Now we're ready for the dressing. Let me just get my recipe here. So basically with this salad, I kind of like to do your basic. And so how I do that is first one it would be the 2 to 3 in olive oil. So do so I'm going to do for now. I'm going to do 2 olive oil and 3/4. These are tablespoons I'm talking about, but the ratio is 1 to 3. So you can scale it up or down. Doesn't matter. Just you can use a 2 to you can use a 1 to 2 ratio, but that's going to be really vinegary. Some people prefer a 1 to 4 ratio, 4 olive oils to 1 vinegar. It's up to you. And especially also because I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So I really don't want to have, here's my lemon juice. I really don't want to have too much. Vinegar. Okay. Here, I'm just going to kind of spoon it in. I'm going to do about, that's 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And I'm going to put that in. then the beans aren't going to be finished, and I'll will be fitting the salad. Oh, there's something I didn't add yet, so that's okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the salt. I'm going to start with 3/4 of a teaspoon. And if we decide we need, and then add more, like, and 1 Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to work. I tested this several times and I didn't have this problem. So, but you know what? You can test a lot of times. That doesn't mean you won't have a problem. Okay. So what I said was, I don't buy artichokes in olive oil or canned artichokes or fresh artichokes very often. They're a luxury item. But when I buy them, because I love them, I always put them in my salad. So I happened to buy a jar of those artichokes. They're going in the salad. There we go. And we're going to mix this up. Okay. This is the spoon from the bean salad, but it's okay. So guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Salad. But I love salads. I'm happy to have salad. I eat salad for breakfast. I eat salad for lunch. I eat salad for dinner. Just like soup. I eat soup any time of the day. I will have soup for breakfast in the winter or in the summer. I really do love it. I think I probably need a bit more dressing, but let's just take a little taste and see. Yeah, I need a little bit more olive oil because I added the lemon juice. It's a little bit too tart. So I'm adding just about a tablespoon more of olive oil. And I'm just going to add just a smidgen more of lemon because I'm not really getting the lemon. And where did I put my thing? So I'm going to do half a teaspoon of the lemon. Ah, you know what? I didn't add the herbs. That's what's missing. I have a whole bunch of herbs to add. Okay. Over here, I've got chives, and I've got a basil leaf. I've got parsley for garnish. Here's oregano. I wanted to show you what it looks like. My oregano is going to seed. It's getting flowers, I mean, and going to seed. So I really have to start drying it. And then we're going to add the herbs. I'm not going to add the flowers. I don't even know if they're edible. There are some flowers that are edible, but they're not all edible. And I didn't research that, so I couldn't tell you. This is a tiny bit of cilantro, but it's okay. I can put it in. This is thyme, and I'm just going to pull the leaves off. If you pull against, once you get to the thicker part of the stem, you can just pull the leaves off. When you get to the thin part at the top, the stem will break. So I just pull them off. There we go. If I get a bit of stem, when it's the thin stem, it's okay. But when you get to the bottom of the plant where the stem is very woody, then it's not okay. Here's a little bit more cilantro. So my cilantro is also flowering. So I have to get the leaves off. And the leaves, if you notice, they go very skinny and spindly when the when the cilantro starts to flower. So that's why they look so long and spindly. Yeah, so all this is from my garden. Growing herbs is really easy. I mean, it's not 100% foolproof. I had some beetles attacking my basil for a while, you know, but in general, growing herbs, it's pretty easy. And they pretty much just grow themselves. And some of them come back. It depends where you live. It depends on your zone that you're in, how cold and long your winters are, you know, which ones will come back. But, all right, so here, I always try to keep one hand clean. Because you never know when you need to have a clean hand. So that's why I'm not using my right hand to put the herbs in, even though it would have been easier. Oh, I can hear my husband coming. I think he wants to get his lunch. Okay. Now, all of these salads will taste better when the herbs have had a couple of hours in the fridge to blend their flavors. Yeah, that one's very nice. I think I'm just kind of thinking about all the flavors going on in my mouth. I'm going to add a tiny bit of more vinegar. Because now that I added the artichoke, I added more oil. So I can add a little bit more of the tart. It's got enough salt, it's got enough pepper. The herbs are going to blend in. I can taste the lemon. So this is the salad. This is what it looks like. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to plate it for serving. So if I was going to a big party, I would just do this right in the salad bowl. But because I'm going to store it in my fridge, I'll show you how I would do an individual portion. So I'm going to just put some salad in here, however much I want. And I haven't had lunch, so I'll be happy to have some. Let's get an artichoke in there. Okay. I have 2 cherry tomatoes. You can use any kind of tomato. It doesn't have to be a cherry tomato, but I'm going to put some tomatoes on the top. All right. So tomatoes on the top. I'm going to get a little bit of goat's cheese. Once again, you could use any kind of cheese you want. I just like goat's cheese. And also because I can't eat anything with lactose. So I can't use regular cheese. I'll just put a little bit of that on top. Okay. However much you want, doesn't matter. I'm going to add some seeds. I'm going to add some seeds. So here I have walnuts and pumpkin seeds. So I'm just going to sprinkle those on the top. They add nutrition and they add flavor and they make it look more interesting. So that's why I add the seeds. Then I have a little bit of flat leaf parsley, or Italian parsley, some people call it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the top. And that's my salad. Doesn't that look good? So that's how I would plate this salad to serve it, either in a big bowl, small bowl, individual bowls, however you want to do it. That's how I do that one. So now let's go to the rice salad, and I'll show you what I do to finish it off. Now here I have a small bowl. This is actually not even a bowl. This is, here's my spoon. Couldn't find my spoon. This is a Chinese teacup, but I think it makes a great bowl. So, and it's just the right amount for me because I can't eat a huge serving of this salad unless I'm really hungry. So here we go. There's my salad. And I'm also going to add a tomato on top of this. Actually, I'm going to cut it smaller. I'm going to cut it into quarters, my cherry tomato. So little pieces of tomato on top. Piece of parsley. And that's how I serve this one. Big bowl, small bowl, that's how I would do it. That's how I would plate it. So there you go. You've got the first 2 recipes. There will be 2 more next week. Trying to figure out where to put this. Do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions? So I'm going to tell you what I do to finish off the beans in the Instant Pot, because it's still got 3 minutes, and I don't want you guys to hang around and just watch the pot, literally watch the pot while I chatter. So I'll tell you what I do. When it's finished, I let it sit for about 5 minutes so that the pressure can go down a little bit on its own. And then when 5 minutes is up, I go to the back here, and there's a pressure release valve, and I usually get my silicone gloves to do this, because as soon as you release the valve, the steam valve is right next to the pressure release valve, and it comes out fast. So I just get my silicone gloves, I push the pressure release down, I wait until all the steam comes out and the valve drops down. That's when you know that the pressure is back to normal. And then at that point, I just open it, take the lid off, let it cool for a few minutes. Then I'm going to use my handy strainer, which I love. I'm going to clip it using these clips here. Can you see the clips? I don't know if you can see them. Yeah. I'm going to clip it onto the edge of the pot, flip this up, and drain the liquid into another bowl. Then I'm going to let the beans cool. I'm going to put them into containers, and I'm going to freeze them. So that's the process to finish off the beans. And I want to say thank you to everybody. I forgot. And if you like this video, well, give me a like. And okay, sorry, I was just reading the comments. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and if you try these recipes, let me know what you think. So I'm just reading here. Judy said that the prep camera looks a lot clearer than the main camera. Yes, she's right. The camera on my computer, which is the main camera, is not as clear. So I am going to have to work on the technicalities of this. But anyway, so everybody, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. And I look forward to cooking again with you next week. Bye.